Today's big presidential announcement was largely billed as the new plan for Afghanistan. And then
Pakistan from its safe haven in Pakistan, its neighbor Pakistan, its allies in Pakistan, Al-Qaeda leadership in Pakistan, the way forward in Pakistan, the Pakistani people. The people of Pakistan, Pakistan needs our help. Pakistan.
Dude, at least he pronounces it correctly. Unlike me, I feel like I can't really pull that off. Pakistan. I hope it's okay if I keep saying that. The context of those many, many correct pronunciations is that roughly half of the big Afghanistan war plan speech was about Pakistan. The clear presidential statement we have been waiting for about the reason we are staying in this war well into its 8th year, that statement even mentioned Pakistan before it mentioned Afghanistan.
We have a clear and focused goal: to disrupt, dismantle, and defeat Al-Qaeda in Pakistan and Afghanistan, and to prevent their return to either country in the future.
That's the point of this war now, to defeat Al-Qaeda in Pakistan and in Afghanistan. One big war, then, for the whole region? Well, the special envoy to Afghanistan and Pakistan, Richard Holbrooke, keeps saying over and over again that America will not put ground troops into Pakistan. He says that is a red line that we unequivocally will not cross. So, no ground troops in Pakistan. But how about America's brood of armed flying robots in Pakistan? Since President Obama took office, we have already launched 7 drone-fired missile attacks inside Pakistan, at least. Our government still doesn't give us a lot of detail about those strikes or about how exactly we are fighting over the Afghan border in this whole other sovereign country called Pakistan. But as of today, it sort of seems official that what we call the Afghanistan war is over the border in this other country, too. So welcome to your first drone war, America. Always support our robots. Joining us now is Juan Cole, professor of modern Middle Eastern and South Asian history at the University of Michigan and author of the new book, Engaging the Muslim World. Professor Cole, Juan, thanks so much for coming on the show tonight.
It's my pleasure, Rachel.
If we are trying to figure out whether we are at war with Pakistan, is there a meaningful distinction to make between us having flying robot drones killing people there instead of men with guns killing people there?
Well, we're not at war with Pakistan. The Pakistani government is designated by the president as a non-NATO ally. The war is being fought against what are called Arab Afghans. These are fighters from places like Egypt and Algeria who have slipped into the tribal agencies. They're not really under Pakistani control either, and who are awfully hard to get at. It's very rugged terrain. It's like our Southwest. And so we're hitting them with these drones.
But is that a way that you can say that we're not at Pakistan? I mean, we're not technically at war with the Afghan government either. We're waging war in Afghanistan supposedly to support the Afghan government, just as President Obama says we are now going to be doing something unspecified in Pakistan in order to support their government from the insurgency that is a threat to them.
Right. Well, we're not at war with the Afghan government either, and we are fighting against various groups of Pushtun tribes people. And this is the thing. Actually, to the extent that we're at war with some Pushtun clans. Some of them have joined groups that we characterize as Taliban. Some of them call themselves Taliban. They have hooked up with some of these Arab fighters who have come in from abroad. And that's the war. It's on some clans in the rugged mountainous regions on either side of the Hindu Kush.
There's reporting by Carlotta Gall in the New York Times today that the Taliban on either side of the nominal national border between Afghanistan and Pakistan have joined forces, and that they see whatever their differences between them, and there are significant differences between them and among them, they want to join forces and fight collectively against U.S. forces, particularly now that there are going to be more U.S. forces in the region. Are they a formidable fighting force against U.S. troops? Is that something that should be very worrying to the U.S. military?
Well, some of them are battle-hardened. Some of them are long in the tooth and go back to the 1980s when they were fighting the Soviets with American money. They have a lot of younger people now who also have gotten fair training and somehow pretty high explosives. So they can be formidable, but as guerrilla groups. They're going to sneak up on U.S. troops, set roadside bombs, and use guerrilla tactics. They're not going to stand and fight in formation.
Will the non-military funding that's going to Pakistan help, do you think, in terms of undermining the reach of the Taliban there?
Well, if the money is actually spent substantially in the tribal agencies, it might help. There are a lot of people in tribal agencies. There are 7 tribal agencies that are not under strict control of the Pakistani government. A lot of people in there that don't like the militants, who have taken up arms against them. The Pakistani military itself has been fighting the militants in that area. So yes, you know, it's a low resource area. It's mountainous, it's rural, and people don't have enough resources, water, and a lot of life decisions not in their control. So you do some development work in there, you may make some real friends.
Juan, you've been a really tough strategic thinker on all sorts of American foreign policy issues related to the Muslim world. And so I have to ask you just this last big picture question. President Obama said really explicitly that his goals are to disrupt and dismantle and defeat al-Qaeda in Pakistan and Afghanistan and prevent their return to either country in the future. Do those make sense as American foreign policy goals? And given what he wants to do in order to reach those goals, do you think that we are likely to reach those goals?
Well, I have a chapter on this in the book. As stated, no. I mean, the real question is how to defeat al-Qaeda. And there is no al-Qaeda to speak of on the Afghanistan side, by the way. And to the extent that it has regrouped a bit, it's in the Pakistan side. And it seems to me that what you would want is to have the Pakistani government have really good control of its airports and ports and people going in and out, monitoring communications. You can't control those tribal areas.
Juan Cole, the University of Michigan, author of the new book, Engaging the Muslim World, one of the clearest and most direct thinkers who's taught me a lot about this stuff. Juan, thanks for your work and thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.